Blessings and welcome back. So we are continuing the series Remove Blocks to Love. And today we are going to work with clearing and strengthen the ability for you to be able to use and trust your own discernment when you connect to other people. And with this I mean to be able to move beyond the fears and the unhealed traumas that many times are the place from where we connect to others, where we feel this strong belonging with other people, and that is also what we call karmic relationships. When there is still karmic cycles to go through with certain peoples, or that their wounds are connected to our wounds, so we connect with them through wounding. And this is what I see in most relationships, and that of course we can always heal together, but this will be a constant struggle. So as we are evolving, as we are returning to self-love, to love and self-love, we are now moving beyond that need to grow through pain and to recreate those patterns, those wounds, those traumas, and those karmic loops. And instead we are able to come from a place of wholeness and connect to people from that place and connect with that state of truth and wholeness in them, and then we can grow through from that space. We can keep extending the love and keep extending that sense of unity, and that instead is becoming our safe space for the heals for the wounds to heal and dissolve, instead of keep going through the patterns of the trauma. So with this transmission, what I want us to do, of course this is a very complex thing to heal, because if there is deep wounds still unhealed, that is what we are going to attract in, and that is how we're going to attach to people. So with this transmission, I want to create a sense of a gateway beyond the traumas, beyond the wounds, so that you will be able to trust that inner voice. And I hear from many people that I work with, that they want to strengthen their connection to their inner knowing, to strengthen their intuition. But if there is so much unhealed in us, that the voices that we become aware of is often the ones of fear. It isn't the intuition. The intuition is something very soft beneath the surface on the storms of reactions. So my intention with this one is for you to be able to connect to that space beyond the wounding, that space beyond the thoughts and the programs, where you are in touch with your truth, and so that you can recognize another who is in that space as well. So this is about learning how to listen to resonance without interference of personality, wounds and traumas, inherited, pain and programs. And just come to stillness as we are opening the heart, because it is, of course, as always, a heart connection. We know when we are connected and anchored in love. And what I hear from some of you guys is that some of you are still want to play in that field of repeating patterns of pain, and that keeps and that has the reasons as well. It may be a bit challenging to hear, but it is very, for the personality and for the ego self, that is the ego is very attached to drama. The keresana, the lorosana, and it's very attached to the chemicals that is that will rush through your systems as a drug when we are involved in this drama. So for those of you who know that may be you but are ready, you guys are now offering you a detachment, they say. It is like getting sober. That is how they describe it, and it is very true. That is really what it is all about. Negreso. Norisa shana kosono kesana sheko. So this becomes a little bit deeper than I thought it would go and intended it to be, because what they say also is that actually the drama keeps us away from healing, keeps us away from love, because true love is soft, it is gentle, it is peaceful. And the ego doesn't want that. It fears the stillness. It wants to be where it is loud and where it feels strong emotions, strong reactions. So it is a way, actually, if you are finding yourself involved in those kind of relationships, it is a way to distract yourself from really coming into your own, to really be present with what is, and to really reconnect with truth, with love. So they say that yes, you are ready for this. Morusa shakinare koshanai. So no kusesha. There is two ways of doing things. We may keep repeating the cycles and go for the long run, barosanaya, and we may choose a high vibration, and then that's when we make those quantum leaps. Mufa shatru ese kriyashana. So if you are ready for this reset, this clearing, just state yes. Mene urse shete ke shersne al eishana kersakiko. Ayanur sofo esh ayatra sheke kresanayor. Sonorusai ki sana sheke kosha. Okusha ete shekosa shekiranai. Senorusash ekote kiarshinur. Lur sanai ki sanai kiko. Mi nurososhai tikotai shekoria sanai. Soko kianai ki sanai kosashai. E unorosososhai ki etereshin griesen orosh etare. Lor eki naresete shekosh. Neti kosa, and they ask of you, so no, they don't ask of you, they're telling you that what they're doing right now is to detach from recreating childhood traumas in your current relationships. And they say that for most of you, you think you're looking for love, but you are just looking for a way to try to understand or try to deal with the pain and the hurts. Kevoriane shekrisana kerisitus ekierana. Shanayata yukos eshekitishe. Lurusai wishe dosho sosho. Moia neke shai tereshen. Sokya shai kito shoko shanai. Usha usa sheketo. Lursa shai ti shanakirsake. Uvayana so shai. So what they also say, well, my guides never let me get away easy. So when I pick a subject, they really go to the root cause of things. So when our inner child is the one that is the wounded inner child is the one who is connecting with people, and that's when we get into those cycles of repeating patterns, is when our inner child cannot trust us to take care of them. What that means is that when we let them be the one who make the decisions in our lives, it makes our inner child very unsafe, instead of us being the adult one that can see the reactions, can see the pain, the fears of the inner child, but choose wisely. And this is when this is what I want to bring forth today, to be able for you to make that, use your discernment and to trust that. So, and make those decisions accordingly, so we don't put our inner wounded child in those traumatic experiences again and again. That even though we may feel drawn to a certain person or certain repeating pattern, I see this so much in clients, that we are also able to then say no. I choose differently this time. Nekesher seko shadre kyar sanekros ekesh aliaranashiko. Neyanare sosho kyare sanai. Leto shai kinoro sashanai. So this, what is happening now, this needs to be a distinction between you and the inner child, that you need to take the role of being the grown-up, being the parent for your inner child, being the one that the inner child can trust. Neta shekreseku seke alerese shenakrianako. Ayanari sanakisush. And what I hear from some of you is that I don't know how to. I don't know what that means. And that you just find yourself in those experiences again and again. Karasheko noko. And your guides tells you that this is when we need to become very still. We need that practice of stillness to move beyond the thoughts and the reactions. And that is when and how you get to know your true self, the one that is connected to your higher self, that is always aware of your connection to Source, and who receives guidance from Source, allowing Source to be Source light, to be what sustains you. not the energy from other people. So that's why it also needs a clearing. So we clear out energy of other people that you have used, that you have allowed others to use you in that sense. Oh, sonete shoko sanare ko shana connect to source and source only. Funaitera. You ashete ko sasha. So there is a element of addiction in this. So are you willing to give up this addiction to those patterns and programs of recreating wounds and toxic relationships, karmic relationships? And if you do, just state yes. And if you are in a current relationship of this kind, you may ask for this this to shift in your relationship. So it doesn't mean that you need to shift out of the relationship, but that this pattern will shift out. Kiar saki oronoko. Lerne kiar sekorianasha. Iti shanaki sunokoyar ikashanaki. There's a heavy, something that weighs very heavy. It's you, it's your, the way of doing things, the way of how to connect to people. And it's not just you, it's through your bloodline as well. Shileri senki kurso shetre kashanakir. Norusu fuyayati koshaitikiar. Layarise korusu oshene kusana. So I feel there is many great influence of from your bloodline and the inherited wounds that is affecting your ability to be connected to your heart when you connect to people, new people. So ask your relatives to take a step back. So what I hear is that when we think that we are the one who choose, it's not just us, it is the whole bloodline and their experiences. And now there is greater mental clarity. Neter seko shai tere kosanai sheko sashai ter ekyan. Lo I ariasana sheko sanai. So see that one of your guides for each and every one of you is stepping forward, standing in front of you, and pointing its finger on your chest, awakening the higher heart. Just between your throat and the center of your chest. Activating Loriane Sasha, the inner knowing. Teko Shanare Sasha, activating your desire for peace in you and in your relationships. Kidro shetre sitaya kioroso iyanare se sheko tiare senoroshu yakito sho. And they say to you, allow all expectations to fall away. Allow your heart to guide you, not your head. Mite kusane shanai, kiroso shanai, tiko shanai. And it takes courage to live with an open heart. And what happens when we close the heart? That is when the wounds get very activated. And that is when we connect to people through the wounds. Me wishaki arana, as soon as we come back to a place of love. Doshana Reshana, the wounded inner child in us or inner children will feel safe and they will withdraw. Nekusa Shai Kita, they are not the one who leads the way. Mekusa ta Shekora, but loved us. Moiare Neshiko. Eliare Seko Nayaki. So I feel there is an activation in your heart. Meoiare Kosanta Rekosha. Loshoku Sanai Kete Shai. So I hear there is a fear of loneliness for some of you. Kineanai Kusanai Tushetiku Kiarasa. So when we fear being alone, we may also attract in relationships and people for the wrong reason. Keate Sheku Leto Shane Kisa Ufo Shai Te Kreoronos. Neo Shai con an element of self-love. Neoia ler sekito kiki shanar sito yaki. So I feel there is some movement in the sacral for some of you. Koshoto shanai, as childhood pain is subsiding. There's also some fear in some of you to live with an open heart, to be vulnerable. But that is a decision we need to make. We cannot receive love with a closed heart. We cannot give love if we keep our heart behind armor. Fully dar sanshana kiarseko. Norianse kiariseko. Archangel Michael. Teor sashai kitane sokosh. Bringing clarity. Viaya no sai shikoto shai. Yoko shai te shoto. Sai to shai kiko. Cutting through illusions. Koreane te she kitos. Allowing truth to lead the way. And I feel also what I get now, that is that many of you are ready to leave these patterns of repeating karmic cycles, repeating those karmic relationships, those substitutes for love, and to be able to move into that inner union and that experience of self, of love, where we can be in union with another because there is union already within us, and there is peace within us, and there is love, and that is great. So I hope this will bless you greatly on your journey. And as always, you can repeat this as many times you feel guided to, and it will clear layer by layer. Thank you, dear one.